Aloha, my name is David. Welcome to the Turtle Talks. This series of videos is in companionship to the Turtle Book, my book on Amazon. Feel free to check that out if you like. The general philosophy of this series is going to be life improvement. Make better decisions, be a happier person, follow that flow to a successful life, maybe even one that will lead you to the right kind of decisions that will take you all the way to Hawaii or whatever your particular dream is. Again, we're going to touch on physics, metaphysics, spirituality, hardcore science, culture, all kind of different stuff. But the overall purpose is to make sure that we can get that down to something, a set of tools that you can use personally to make your life better. So where do we start? We start by trying to tap into our bigger, larger selves. What would make us think that's a good thing to do? Well, don't just take my word for it. About 500 years ago, a man named Blaise Pascal, who is the founder of probability theory in mathematics, so no dummy, knew how to use his mind. He used that approach, probability, playing the odds. Modern life is gambling now, so this fits right into modern culture, right? What kind of bets do you make with your life? Number one would be what is now known as Pascal's wager. What is that? Pascal proposed the following thought experiment. He said, should a man believe in God or not? Let's update that to modern time, and let's say when you look in the mirror, are you more than you look like? Are you just a collection of bones and chemicals and water that dies when you die? Or do you continue when you die? It's a simple enough question. It's a simple yes or no. The question is, do you continue or not? Do you know in some important way that you are still you, or are you just gone? The way Pascal approached it was like this. He said, well, suppose I believe in nothing. Suppose I believe that I am only what I look like, my body, my physical brain, my mind, and I disappear when I'm gone. If that is what I believe and I am right, I will never know. I will be gone. On the other hand, if I look at myself as a larger being, a soul, right, for lack of a better word, that does continue on, that also is somehow present at the same time as I am in my body. Suppose that I believe that and I follow that philosophy and I'm wrong. I will never know. I'll be gone. So I can be correct about being nothing, or I can be wrong about being something larger than myself, and I have the same outcome. I have no idea. It's gone. I'm not here. There's nobody to judge me. There's no attitude that I have to have. There's no scolding. There's no criticism. There's nothing. I'm gone. It's nothing. Now let's flip it around and say, suppose that I believe that I am more than I look like, and I am right. There's no telling what those possibilities would be, but if I am actually a being of light and consciousness and I am in the body and there is some way that I can connect with that and bring that out through my daily life, how could that possibly not help me? At worst, is neutral. It certainly couldn't hurt me to be that way, to perceive of myself as something more than what I look like in the mirror, and to be right. Now, let's suppose that I believe I'm nothing and I'm wrong. At a minimum, I have wasted an opportunity. I have wasted a lifetime to tap into something larger. So, if I perceive of myself as more than I look like in the mirror and I'm right, who knows what the possibilities could be? If I'm wrong, I will never know. If I believe that I am nothing except what I can see in front of me, and I'm right, I will never know. In the mind of Blaise Pascal, that meant there is only one possible bet to make. There is only one approach to take, and that is to perceive of myself as more than I look like when I look in the mirror. It's a no-lose bet. Pascal's wager. How much should a person bet on something that they literally cannot lose on that bet? The answer is everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to look at life from that perspective. We're going to say, I'm more than I look like when I see myself in the mirror, and that's going to make a difference to me. Is there more to it than just shifting a point of view? Well, we're going to get back to that later, because point of view is immensely powerful if you are a soul, which would be some sort of being of consciousness that continues on. And if consciousness is the fundamental true nature of who and what you are, then a point of view might be a very powerful thing. So we're going to get back to that. But more importantly, is there some tangible way that I can look at this idea and perceive that thinking of myself as more than I look like when I am looking at myself in the mirror, is that somehow something that is provable to myself right now in life? And the answer is yes, actually. It is something that you can prove to your own satisfaction. Proof is something we're also going to talk about. But first and foremost, when we come back, we're going to talk about modern science and how advanced scientific knowledge can show you that you are more than what you look like. In fact, modern science, if it tells you nothing else, it tells you nothing is what you think it is. Nothing here works the way that you think that it does. And as we start to shift that perspective around, we can grasp onto some solid things that we can hold on to that say, you know what? Maybe we're not just completely wasting our time and our mental energy by looking at ourselves as more than we think we are. If we are really souls, if we are really nothing but consciousness that continues on after life, that could be super valuable if we can actually prove that to ourselves as being true. And that is what this series is all about. I'll be back. Aloha.